Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brother Banter Show. This is episode number 19, and we've got a great show coming up. The Brother Banter Show is a show where two brothers, myself and my brother Jack, we talk about stuff. And today we're going to be talking about my son. He turned 2 months old. Some coronavirus mask hysteria and my gardening. I've got a big garden plot, so we're going to be talking about those few things. First, if you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. That'll help us out. And let's get right into it. So, Jackson, what have you been up to since we last talked?
Just going to work, putting in these hours, but recently we've been playing a lot of bags. Like I just kind of met up with a lot of old high school friends who like still are around and like will like to go out and like do stuff. So we played softball. My first game of softball was just god awful. I could barely hit the ball. If you hit the ball towards me, it's a base hit. Put it that way. Eventually, we started to get better. I started to get more confident in my hitting, especially. I've always been good at hitting, so feels good. Feels good to just beat the shit out of the ball. Yeah, we played bags. I went undefeated in bags a couple nights, and I don't know, just been hanging out, enjoying the warm weather. But then like there's days like today where the fucking humidity is just ridiculous. So you get out of the car and it just feels like you need to towel off, like just from the moisture in the air.
Yeah.
It's fucked. But yeah, I sweat about like a gallon of water today. I didn't even wear a shirt for work today. I just wore my vest.
Nice.
It was hot today. But
So, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was just I don't know. I was waiting because I've got enough money now. I could probably buy parts for my computer, but now I'm just waiting because I don't know if I want to buy a computer first or just buy a camera or buy this uh music machine that I want because I've just been thinking a lot about music a lot lately, and now I'm just like I'm in a position where I could buy something, but then I would have to wait a long time to buy everything else on my list of shit. So like I don't know what to buy first, but I do need a computer. I just don't know. But yeah, that's about it. It's all I've been really contemplating.
All right. Well, I would say get the thing that's you're going to get the most use out of, which I think would be a computer. That's going to allow you to do the most things. Uh, but then, yeah, talking about wearing just your vest at work and you got that nice haircut, you're looking like
Oh
real
yeah.
nice.
My mullet mohawk type deal on top. No shirt, just a straight deep V that goes just about down to my nips.
Out there doing physical labor, like that is the definition of like a redneck.
Redneck. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not smoking cigarettes out on the job, so or drunk on the job, so it's fine. We're fine.
Yeah, yeah, it could be worse, I suppose.
I'm getting super tan though. Like my left arm is real tan. Let me tell you.
It's from driving.
Yep.
Yeah. So and nothing else is going on. That's about it.
Yeah, no, we just nothing's really been going on around the house. I mean, mom's kind of got getting her garden ready. We've just been like, I built a pull-up bar in our backyard. I don't remember if I talked about that last time or not.
No.
Oh, we talked about I wanted to.
Yeah.
I actually went through and did that.
Okay.
So that was kind of that was interesting. Digging 2.5 foot down into the ground. It's a lot deeper than I initially had thought.
You didn't hit any electrical lines or comm lines or anything like that. Water. No, you missed all the
Nope,
utilities.
missed all of
Nice.
them. And mom said that she's pretty sure that I built this thing not in our yard. It's like kind of in like that back corner by all the evergreens.
Yeah.
It's like kind of our yard, not really, but it's fine.
Nobody goes back there anyway.
Nope. But I had to go and buy Dad made me go buy a post hole digger. I learned what a post hole digger was. I didn't know it had some fancy ass name.
Mm-hmm. So
Yep.
how that whole process go? Like we didn't talk about that at all.
Oh, well, so basically I went to the old Home Depot down the street
Mm-hmm.
and I went and got post hole digger. I got a 4 foot long, like it's like a iron metal beam
Mm-hmm.
or bar,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got two 10 foot long 4x4s.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured like I like roughly measured like how tall like I am like to my fingertips, and I wanted the bar to be like, so I knew I wanted the post to be at least 2 feet in the ground. So I went and measured up and tried to see where I could put like how high the bar would be, so I like don't have to jump super high or like anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there would have been a large amount of space if I had not moved down to 2.5 feet at the top, because it would have just been like my bar and then like 8 inches of just unused. So I was like, fuck it, I'll put another half foot down. So it had rained like a shit ton. Like the Fox River was like almost at like the dam. Like
Wow.
it was it was really high. It rained a lot up north. But so I came home one day after work. I just went to Home Depot and it like just stopped raining. Grabbed that stuff and I went home and I dug the first hole, and then it just poured like a motherfucker. And so I went back inside and I waited a couple days and I went back out there and I had to dig more down in the first hole I dug, and it was full of like probably like 4.5 inches of water.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that was fun. And then I dug the other hole. It wasn't too bad though because it was pretty wet and soft, but it did stick to the shovel a lot, like the mud
Yeah.
and clay. There's a lot of clay out there, clay and rock and sand. Surprised. I thought it was just gonna be dirt, but
So you got it put up, and then have you been using it?
yeah, like every day I come home from work and 10 pull-ups is a lot harder than I remember. But so I normally like I come home from work, shoot shit with mom for a little bit, ask her what's for dinner, and then I'll go out back, do my 10 pull-ups, come back inside,
Nice.
talk to mom and dad. But we went rollerblade. I've been going rollerblading and like riding my bike a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I rollerblade a lot with Erica Seco and some of the other like neighborhood girls. But we just it's just fun. I've been really enjoying the warm weather, being able to get outside, and honestly, just like exercising it's nice.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I haven't been doing a whole lot because we've been out gardening, and that's a ton of physical
Oh,
labor. So I take a day off in between because I go out there about every other day. Um, but yeah, it sounds like the pull-up bar was a successful project, and I hope you use it a lot and uh, doesn't collapse anytime soon.
yeah, me too. I went out there and like I was just like kind of shaking like with the poles, like trying to see if like the land was settling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I might need to add more dirt to one of them, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's nothing.
All right.
I was surprised it went as easily as it did. God damn.
Nice. All right. So Theo Gillette is now 2 months old. Today, May 27th, is his 2 month anniversary of his birth. And he is 24 inches long and 12 pounds 2 ounces in weight.
12 pounds 2 ounces.
Yep, 12 pounds 2 ounces. So uh, he's basically tall and skinny right now. He's in like the 65th percentile or whatever for length, but then like 35th for weight. So he's
Oh yeah.
just tall and skinny right now. So,
Well, you used to call me Noodle Arm,
oh yeah,
so
yeah, you were just a tall, lanky, skinny boy too.
oh, I know.
Um, yeah, he's 2 months old now. He's looking around a lot. He's smiling a lot. Sometimes it sounds like he's laughing. Just recently, like within the past couple
Oh
days, but
yeah.
it's not like a big laugh or anything. It's just kind of a noise that sounds more like a laugh than like his normal coos. Um,
Runs.
yeah, his normal grunts and coos and whatever other descriptors you want to use for the words that babies make. Um, yeah, so he's just he's sleeping a lot more at night. Like he'll sleep probably you pretty consistently from like 9 to 9:30 till probably close to 1 o'clock at night, and then wake up. Need a diaper change, need to eat, and then he'll
Yeah.
go right back to sleep until about 5 o'clock in the morning. So
That's good. Jeez.
yeah, so really you only get interrupted one time during the night, really, because 4:30. Sometimes I wake up that early anyway, but
Yeah.
so yeah, he's just chugging right along. He's got his shots the other day at his 2 month appointment and was not happy about that.
No.
No, I was working, so I didn't get to go with, and Hannah took him on her own.
Yeah.
And she said that he screamed the entire time afterwards until he got home, and then he passed out because he was screaming so much. Like he ate a little bit
Oh
and then just
gosh.
passed out. Woke up and then just basically screamed for like another 3 hours,
Oh.
and then passed out. And I had left to go because we had to water and plant some more stuff at our garden.
Yeah.
So I left, and she said that he slept like basically the whole time that I was gone. And I was gone for probably 3 hours.
Oh wow.
Uh, so yeah, the shots were obviously a little traumatic for him, little painful. Uh,
A little.
yeah, but this morning he woke up and has basically been unaffected by them. So yeah,
Well,
it's like they never even happened today, which is good. So
jeez, he screamed a lot, a lot.
like
Then, oh,
like he was in pain. So yeah, it was not a happy, or there's not a happy cry really, but it was an angry, upset, scared, painful, in pain cry. So it was not
oh
very fun to listen to.
no, that had to be pretty shrill.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, he's 2 months old now, and we're looking forward to the next month.
Oh yeah, well of course. I like even when we talked a little bit earlier, like it's just his eyes are so big and just like looking around
Mm-hmm.
at everything, and he was like smirking and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're
Oh
very
man,
brown too. His eyes are definitely gonna be brown. Like you can see that they're gonna be brown.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
big old brown, like not like. Do your eyes change colors?
Um, what do you like? How so?
Like
From when I
mine,
was
I
young,
feel
or
like
like
no, just like in general.
I don't think so. I think they look. I don't know, really.
I don't know. I really like eyes. Eyes are really interesting to me because I used to want to take like pictures of people's eyes because there's some fucking cool shit out there.
Yeah.
But I used to feel like sometimes my eyes were like my like dark brown,
Mm-hmm.
like super like dark, like almost like dark, like black, like coffee
Mm-hmm.
brown. But like sometimes I would look at them and like they'd be like super like light and like super like almost like golden. And like sometimes like if I it depends on that depended on my mood, but sometimes they would be like green.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've noticed the same thing. I think mine are light or a little bit lighter of a brown, with like kind of a greenish tinge on the outside.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, eyes are just interesting.
Yeah, but I think his are more like Hannah's, where they're just like that solid like chocolate brown all the way.
Yeah, yeah,
That like liquid brown kind of, you know.
yeah. Well, you never know. You had blonde hair, so
Right. Well, his hair's fallen out. It's hasn't grown back. It hasn't fallen out completely, but he's definitely got a couple of bald spots. Um,
yeah. Is that normal?
I think so. Um, it's nothing to worry about, but
Yeah.
because I think the hair that they're born with is caused a lot of times from hormones within the womb. So then,
Okay.
obviously, when they're born, they're not subjected to the same environments. You know, they're outside and living on their own or whatever. So those hormones subside and different ones take their place, and I think that's what causes it to fall out and then regrow. Uh, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor or anything. But that's just what I've picked up from paying attention to like some of the meetings that we've gone to before we had a kid and just other people's experiences.
Well, has he like what is change? What is like the number one thing that you would say has changed or been more frequent in the past month? What is he?
Mm,
How is he like moving forwards? Because like I have no idea. I've never been around a child.
um, he's definitely like more attentive. Like he will like look at you and um, for longer periods of time he'll
Like his attention span is growing, kind of.
yeah, I think so. And he he laughs a ton. Um, Especially like right after he wakes up. He's very happy right after he wakes up, and he is kind of like he's grabbing and holding on to things a lot more. Um, like I was just had my finger in front of him, like I was holding him with my hand on his chest, and I had my finger up here, and he just freaking just snagged it, and um, he is starting to see like colors. I guess Hannah said now, like at 2 months old, they start to see colors
Oh,
or
okay.
more colors, I guess. Um, I guess the biggest change is just him laughing more and like being more social, I guess, right now.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it's really
Just
really interesting to see the differences because I mean like your first month of life is or the first year of life you grow the most out of any year that you're alive.
yeah.
Um, so every month and like really like every week is different with him because he's growing so
Like,
fast and changing.
what are like what are some of these like differences like he's growing so fast. Like what? How? Like how does like? Because I remember just being in pain all the time. Like growing up, my body just hurt
Yeah.
just from fucking growing. But we shot up real quick. So I wonder if they like if he would feel like pain like that because
I don't
yeah,
know.
you're growing like exponentially that first year.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what babies feel like, how they would feel like
Yeah.
growing pains or whatever. Um, but just like I said, every week or so, like you can say, oh, he feels a little bit heavier. He looks a little bit bigger. Um,
Yeah.
and he's like before when he during his like first month probably he would be have like an angry cry, and then that was just pretty much it. But now like he's developed socially more, so he's got like happy like like sound like that kind of, and then he'll just he's got a bunch more happy sounds, and then
Yeah.
a sound where he's like getting a little antsy, like you can tell if he's hungry, you can tell if he's wants to just be like put in a different position, you can tell if he's happy, you know, like there's so many more social things that he's doing now than he was doing a month ago.
That's that's really interesting to like think like to see play out. Like he's learning nonverbal communication because he can't tell you
Right.
anything. So it's interesting that like before it was just like you kind of had to guess
Hmm.
like what does this cry mean? But
Yeah.
as you now learn more about him and he learns from you guys,
Yeah.
like that's really interesting.
And
God damn.
you've seen his face. He's very expressive. Like
Yeah.
sometimes he'll be like frowning. He'll frown like that, and then other times he'll be like, yeah, like big smile like that. So and then he just kind of, what is going on? You know, like all these different faces. He's got at least 4 or 5 different faces that I can think of right now. Um, so it's really cool. He's definitely the social thing is what's been most rapid outside of his just pure physical growth right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I,
it's so cool to see.
no, like yeah, I think that's just so interesting to be like able to just watch a science experiment unfold in your lap a little bit. You're playing it pretty close to the chest,
Right, biology at work.
but oh man. But I love it. I love it. I think it's so cute when fucking Hannah puts like on her story like you guys out at the farm, just
Oh
like you
yeah,
boys down there working
hell
out
yeah.
in the garden.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
That's um the garden has been one of the most rewarding experiences I've had in a while, and we haven't even harvested a
Yeah,
single thing
yeah.
yet.
I was just gonna say.
It's so just being out there, out on the lands, like in the country with people that I care about, doing something I care about is so fulfilling, like in every level. Like physically, you know, we're out there like actually working, doing stuff with our bodies. You know, mentally, I'm trying to think of where do I want to put these things, when, you know, the timing of when things are going to come up, um, how much time I'm going to have to spend weeding, about how much water we're going to use. So I'm thinking, I'm planning. So mentally, it's fulfilling.
Game of
Um,
strategy up here.
yeah, and like emotionally, yeah, it's just happy to be out there because you know you hear like all the birds chirping and yeah, I'm doing something I want to do. Like I leave work, uh, and then I go and do something that I
That you
want to
enjoy
do.
doing. Yeah.
That's not work. It's fun for me, um, and then like even like spiritually, like I know that we're going to be connected to the food that we eat from there in such a more intimate way than if we were to have just gone to the store and bought it. So it's like nailing all these things in my life, and so it's been so rewarding. Like I said at the beginning, and we haven't even harvested anything yet.
Yeah, just wait and then like I love that. Like when mom like we would use like I love guac and using like mom's onions and mom's tomatoes and green peppers and
Mm-hmm.
jalapenos. It's just different. Like
Yeah,
it's just different. It's hard to put your like finger on it sometimes, so like when you watch it like you said, it's just more intimate.
yeah, yeah,
It
absolutely.
tastes a lot better. Small,
That's true.
smaller because we can't inject it with all the bullshit. But
Well, not in all cases. Um, yeah, have I described like what our plot is out there
uh,
on this show?
base dimensions, but you haven't said, huh?
No, go ahead.
I was there's a little bit of lag. I was just saying you've told me like base like dimensions about where it is, but I don't know really what you've grown or
Okay.
why you grew it, where or why. What?
Okay. So I'll just do a little kind of overview. So we've got
Sure.
We've got sugar pie pumpkins, which are bred for making pies. They're smaller but sweeter pumpkins.
We talked. Yeah, I remember talking about that. Yeah.
Okay, and then we got watermelons. Those both of those are coming up. Like I would say, probably 80% of the watermelon or the pumpkins are coming up.
Damn.
The watermelons, about half of those are coming up. Then we got 4 rows of sweet corn, and all of those are up, dude. Those things, they're growing like crazy. I gotta go tomorrow. We're going out and we gotta thin those out because how you plant them is 2 seeds every 12 inches.
Okay.
And then when they get to a certain height, then you thin them out to 1 seed per 12 inches. You plant 2 just like for redundancy, in case one doesn't grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so then yeah, we've got those 4 rows of corn, and then interplanted between the corn is some squash. And the theory is that the corn will grow up, and then the squash will spread out below the corn to protect the floor from weeds and erosion from rain, because the raindrops hitting bare soil can
Yeah.
be a little detrimental. So then we've got also kale, parsnips, radishes, beets, green beans,
Jesus Christ.
snap peas,
You
and
grow in the
then
fucking pantry?
cucumbers. Yeah, so we've got a ton of stuff, and most of it's coming up except for like the root vegetables, like the parsnips and the beets. Those aren't coming up yet, and the kale. Those are not coming up yet. Um, but yeah, it's a huge area that we have, and it's been a lot of work. And thankfully, I have help from Hannah and my friend Jacob and his girlfriend Sarah. Um, so yeah, and also if anybody wants to watch those videos, I have posted those on YouTube as well for the gardening. That's
Oh, yeah,
just
plug your
on
channel.
that's just on the Nick Gillette channel.
There it is.
So
It's like
uh
hiking. You guys should really just do lifestyle because you
yeah.
fucking like cooking and teach. You could. Oh my god. You could teach people a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, because we do a lot of stuff. So that's what that channel's all about. It's just our lives. We've done a lot of hiking, like Jack said, and now we're doing this gardening stuff. Um, I like to
Now we got
cook.
a baby on the way. God damn.
Yep. Now we've got babies to talk about, that kind of thing. So yeah, that channel's pretty fun. Um, but yeah, that's the garden really. It's like a half-hour drive from here, from
Yeah.
where I live, so it's like not far at all. It's just
No.
straight west on the highway, basically, and then you're there. So it's
Yeah.
very easy to get to, and I love it, and I can't wait to see how things progress.
So what do you have to do stuff for the people who own it, right?
Yeah, we will help them out. Right now, they are not doing anything really. So we rototilled probably a third of their area along with all of ours. And then while we were planting, they were rototilling up the other areas. So we didn't do that yet. Yeah, they haven't put anything in yet, which I'm surprised. But I think their plan is to put everything in from like starts. So they've had seeds started indoors, so they're pretty big.
Mhm.
Um, or they're just gonna buy them, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, their area is like 5 times the size of ours.
Huh.
So
Ah,
I don't know how they're gonna manage it because it's a significant amount of work for just me and Jacob right now.
yeah. And to
And
have
there's
that much more land.
yeah, yeah, it's a significant endeavor that they're
Yeah.
undertaking. So I don't want
But
to do
hey,
that.
I mean, more power to them. But yeah, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's a lot.
Fuck
It is a
that.
lot that they're doing. So I'm really curious to
But
see
did
how
you?
they do things. Like that was like one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is to learn because they've been doing, they've been planting and for a long time. So I'm really curious to see how they do things on such a bigger scale than we are.
Yeah, and that's a really good opportunity for you to learn because I no I if I wanted to learn how to farm, I would not know where to go. I would probably just show up to a barn. Like I know some farmers, like the Kesslingers, just through the county.
Yeah.
I'd probably just show up in jeans, work boots, and a t-shirt, knock on the door, just be like, "Hey, you wanna? Can I help you out for a little while? Hey there,
Hey
partner. Hey,
there,
how you
partner.
doing?
Well, the farming that those people do isn't like anything like what the kind of farming that I want to do.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
But yeah, so that's it really with the garden. Nothing's happened yet. We're just, like I said, we're just going back. Got to thin things out tomorrow. We'll do some weeding, do some watering.
Mm,
And that's it right now. I don't think we're gonna plant. We've got I've got my tomato seeds, bell peppers, and jalapenos. Those are
mm.
started. They're not quite big enough, and next week it's going to be kind of cold. It's going to be like a low of 40 at night. So you don't
Ooh,
want those in the grounds when it's going to be that cold.
yeah.
So I'm thinking not next weekend, but the weekend after. I'll plant those because they should be big enough by then, and the
Mm.
weather won't be as cold. So yeah, that's it. That's the garden.
I don't know. I just can't wait because when we went and planted the trees off of Eldamain or off of New Eldamain
Mm-hmm.
Road for the county, like I can kind of picture what you were seeing is like just sitting out in like a corn, like basically you just sit. I was sitting out in a cornfield, like that was being plowed by a bigger tractor,
Mm-hmm.
but we would just like put these trees in the ground, and then like once we got done, you just like kind of like sat down. It's like nobody's like playing music or like anything. It's just like natural
Mm-hmm.
noise. You just listen to the wind. It's just serene. It's so nice.
The
So I can picture what you're talking about here.
Yeah, and if you watch that video, the building a cucumber trellis and pea fence, if you watch that one, like when I was editing it, like I was just listening and like yeah, you I mean you hear us like talking and but then there's like just nothing. You just hear the birds. There's a little stream in the back. You can't hear it, but you know it's there. It's weird. But you just hear the birds and you know it's the bugs. It's just such a natural sound.
And like that's the best because like when you talk about like having like a big ass garden and
Mm-hmm.
shit, it's like imagine just like sitting out on like the deck, just looking out over just perfectly tilled. And god damn it, this is farming simulator.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's just so nice because like oh my god, I gotta tell you about this game. So farming simulator, you do real shit IRL. I play video games for a living. All right, not yet, but eventually. So farming simulator, it's like basically like all the same shit except it's like a commercial farm and you have to like actually like plow and like sow the fields and you got to fertilize and like you can do all that shit and then like once you start making money, you can buy like a chainsaw and you can buy like all this fucking shit for like lumber so you can like completely change like your little area here and you can buy more fields and it's awesome. It's awesome. I've enjoyed it so much. And it's like so weird because there's like it's so simple. Like it's like you're just farming,
Yeah.
but it's just I enjoy it a lot. And you should definitely. Dad is like telling me about like, begging me to tell you about it, and I know that I have told you about it.
Yeah, I know about that game. I mean, right, but that's not the kind of farming that I would do um,
Yeah,
with
I
big
know.
machines and all that.
That's what I told. Yep. It is a lot of fun though, and it's like I think it's interesting because there's like so many like minute details about like each tractor and like you could get this head for this and that works with that. It's just so detailed and intricate. It's very interesting. I enjoy that a lot.
The I will need a tractor eventually. However, it's not going to be
Hmm.
one of those giant ones.
No.
It would be like a 30 horsepower with like a 20 horsepower rear PTO and then a front end loader. Like
Yeah.
that's it. That's all that I
That's
need.
all you really need.
Right. And you
Yeah.
can get like an old one or a used one for anywhere from like $3,000 to $12,000, depending on how old it is and the brand or whatever. Um, but those ones in the game that you're talking about cost like $500,000. So
Oh,
quite the difference.
yeah, they are not cheap. Like when we started the game, we sold literally everything we had, maxed out our loan, and then bought like two. It was like we bought a harvester, a header, and then a tractor and a plow sow. So we bought four pieces of equipment and spent, I think, like 750K
Oh
round.
my god!
Like, yeah, like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of money to be thrown around. That's why it's kind of fun that it's a video game.
But it represents real life, and you know what? One of the saddest thing is, suicide amongst farmers is astronomically higher than the regular population, and it's because the
Cost so
debt
much.
and the pressures, yep, and the loss and all these other things. So, um,
Yeah,
sad reality.
yeah. That's well. I mean, yeah, it's fucked because that's like a fucking $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, and that's $1 million that you don't got. Like, dude, that's $1 million that's tied up in an asset that's
Mm-hmm.
depreciating.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I stay as far away from that as I possibly can.
Yeah, but I mean, you can find an old tractor somewhere. Fucking Craigslist that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was talking to Dad the other day about that, and it's just like I love like building shit and like just like tinkering, like fucking around and trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to like make things work. So like, cause I had a little dirt bike. I don't know if you really
Yeah,
remember
I
that. I had a
remember it.
little dirt.
Yep.
It took about 4 cans of carb cleaner, but we got that son of a bitch to work. And then I bought a four-wheeler, and we had to swap, or it wasn't even, it was like flooded. The engine was flooded with gas. And then, so we basically just took the carb off, let it dry out, and then fucking put a new battery in it, changed the spark plug, started right up. It's like, there's little shit, like, I'm sure we could find like a zero-turn lawnmower on Craigslist or something that don't work probably $150 as compared to spending like 3 grand.
Mm-hmm.
We could try to like fuck around with it for a little while, spend maybe like $100 on
Mm-hmm.
parts. Then you got like a zero turn.
Right.
It's
And
incredible.
that's how, for me, that's how it's gonna be at the beginning. Like I'm gonna have to do those kind of things, like make do with what you've got until you can afford to buy something new, or it's gonna be worth it because like your
Yeah.
production will go up so much by gaining this thing, um,
Mhm.
that it's worth it to do that kind of stuff.
It's awesome because like in game, so like I normally play like with like
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, and it's like we have to talk about this kind of shit, and it's just like what avenue should we go down? Like how much money should we be willing to spend? How much is this going to benefit us in the long run of things? I don't know. It's so interesting because this is like kind of like real life. It's like having like a real job, and you kind of got to hold shit down.
Right.
It's awesome.
Um. Okay. Well, kind of spinning off of there with the farmers. Um. So in our dystopian, irrational, tyrannical universe that we live in,
Today,
I
the
was at the farmer's market with my friend Jacob, and I'm not wearing a
yeah.
mask because, well, we're outside. Why am I going to wear a mask outdoors? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make sense. More and more, there's more and more research that comes out that wearing a mask may actually be more detrimental to your health than than not wearing one. So anyway, I'm not wearing a mask because I think it's dumb to wear one outside. I don't care how many people are around. You're outside. There's so many more healthy bugs, like germs, floating around in the air than there are bad ones. Like it just
Yeah.
does not
Yeah.
make sense to me. Plus, you have the sunlight. It's freaking killing everything from the UV and the sun
Yep.
rays. So I'm not wearing a mask. Jacob is. He's not. It's not a mask really. He's got like one of the like a scarf kind of that he
Oh,
just has over his mouth.
which doesn't do shit.
No, it doesn't.
But anyways,
It doesn't. Which is why I said tyrannical. They're forcing you to do something when it doesn't make any sense. Um, so we're just walking around. We go pick up a bunch of stuff. And we're at like the end of our shopping trip. I want to go to this one farmer who I've gotten some pork from, and it was awesome. I cooked it for mom and dad when they were here.
yeah.
So we're heading out over there, and I had seen these two police officers earlier in our trip, and
Like they're
it
just at the farmers
didn't
market.
think of anything of it. Yeah, they're just kind of patrolling because it was pretty crowded. It was more crowded than normal because it was the first day that it was fully opened.
Okay.
So there was a lot of people there buying flowers and like tomato plants and all sorts of stuff.
Mm.
So there's a police presence there just so that they can be there in case anything goes crazy. So I see them at the beginning, and I don't think anything of it. We're heading over to this last pork guy that I wanna get some meat from, and I get this. Somebody grabs my elbow, and I'm like, look over, and it's a police officer, and he hands me a mask, and he says, "We're giving these out for free so that you can wear one." And then grabs me on the shoulder and then pats my shoulder and looks at me like, "You're gonna fucking wear this or I'm gonna escalate things." And I just kind of stood there like dumbfounded for a
Think.
second, and I'm like, he's really gonna force me to wear this. So I turn away, and Jacob and I like kind of walk off, and I don't put it on right away because
Okay.
I don't I don't think I'm just trying to call his bluff a little bit, and
Okay.
then I think better of it because I'm like, okay, we're about to leave anyway. I'll just throw it on and just not not cause a scene. So I put it on. I put it
Yeah.
on while I'm
Probably a
walking
good thing.
away. Well,
Yeah.
but me being the dick I am, the arrogant prick that I am, so I put it on and then just
Yeah.
pull it down below my chin. So my mouth is still totally
You're a fucking
open,
asshole.
but it looks like I have it on from the back. The guy's behind me, so it looks like I have it on from the back.
Mm.
But so I'm just walking around, and it's just around my chin, like fuck off. And then so we go to the guy that's selling the pork or whatever, and he sees me with mine pulled down. He takes his off when I come to talk to him, and so what that tells me is
He
that
doesn't give a fuck.
that tells me that no, he doesn't give a fuck. But everybody else that he sees has a mask on, but him seeing me without one confirms in his mind that it's okay to take it off. So that's another reason why I don't like to wear them, because I want to tell people that it's okay to not wear them, because it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's my farmer's market story. A police officer literally forced me to put a mask on. So that was kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. I don't. That's. I don't know. I've never. No police officers really asked me to do no shit like that before, and this is. I. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I don't care if you're a police officer, more or less. I care about who that person is underneath that badge, and that's a
Sure.
person I respect. You got a badge on, that don't mean shit to me, dog. Personally, because one night I snuck out of our house, all right? Fucking, you know the bike path
Yeah.
like right behind our house
Yep.
that meets up with John Street.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of my buddies picked me up one night, and this is like weird. I think I was like a junior in high school, and as soon as I sit down in the car, fucking police lights turn on, and
Oh
I'm just like, you're
God.
fucking kidding me. It's like 16 or 17. I know I'm out past curfew. Like it's fuck. Like there's 8 squad cars in total that pulled up, Nick.
Oh
8.
my God.
Slow night, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
And they stand out there. They didn't even fucking came up to the car. They're just sitting there looking at us. They come up and they like knock on the door. They take the driver out. Gone. I'm in the back seat. They come up, take out passenger. Gone. I'm fucking sitting there. It's like, oh Jesus Christ! Like I'm fucked. Like what are those? I didn't even do anything wrong. Come
Right.
on.
Right. You're just sitting in a car.
Yeah. So I get out and like the fucking police are like interrogating me. He's like, where have you guys been? Like what's been going on tonight? Like oh rah. Like rah rah, like spitting in my face. And mind you, this dude is like fucking 5'4.5".
Oh.
So he's looking up to me this whole time. And so I answer his questions, whatever. I'm just like cordial, like don't want to cause any trouble. I'm scared shitless. He fucking goes and like opens up the car door and like has his flashlight and he's like ripping through shit. And I was like, I yelled at my buddy. I was like, hey, do you give this man permission to search your shit? Because this is fucking illegal. He was like taking out backpacks, like opening it up, like anything and everything he could get his hands on. He was fucking looking at. And it's like this is illegal.
Yeah.
You cannot do this. I was fucking 17. I was talking to a Plano PD, PPD. They're okay. YPD's fucked. So we're sitting there, and I'm like talking to Plano PD, and I was like, you know this is wrong. You gotta say something. And he didn't say shit. So I fucking yelled that, and sure as shit, this little fucking kid, he was probably like 65 years old, but he was short. He was real short. He fucking comes up, super like hot head of steam. He's like, who the fuck are you to tell me how to do my fucking job? Like I'm out here trying to keep you kids safe. La, la, la,
No,
la.
he's trying to
I
bust
was
your ass.
I was like, look, dude, what happened tonight? And he's like, there was an armed robbery
Oh.
and you guys fit the description.
Oh shit.
I was like, I'm fucking 17 years old. I don't have a gun. I know these 2 kids. He's barely fucking 16. I know like there's no shot. They came and picked me up, and he's like, obviously like relaxed a little bit and like understood kind of like what was going on. And he's like, all right, well you kids gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't want to ever see you kids like around here again. And I was like, well I live here, so
Jeez, that's see. Like I would think that if they were rummaging through stuff that they were like trying to find drugs or something that they could bust you on and
no, and it's like none of us had even like smoked, like fuck or anything. Like no one like even drank. Like I talked to one of the kids afterwards, and he was like, "I thought they were gonna get my bottle rockets."
bottle rockets.
It's like it's not even like an M80. What the fuck's the worst thing you're gonna do with a bottle rocket? Shoot somebody's window out, maybe if you're lucky.
I don't know. That's yeah. That's. I mean, it seems unnecessary to you, but what from their perspective, what they were
They don't.
expecting,
Yeah, yeah.
it kind of makes sense, I guess, for them to act like that. But still,
When you
uh,
pull up on 3 little kids,
right?
that as soon as we saw those lights, you could tell that I fucking had piss down my legs.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. But I
I
mean,
don't know.
they're people too. Like
I know.
if you
I
were
know.
in that position, and you're hearing on your dispatch or whatever that there's 3 people in a car that look like this. They've got
Yeah,
a shotgun and 2 pistols. You know, and like you're looking at this vehicle, you don't know that if you walk up to this car, if you're gonna get
that could
shot.
be. Yep.
You know, so
Yeah, and like I understood like when he said that it was like an armed robbery, I
yeah,
was just like, oh fuck. Like
yeah,
I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just trying to defend myself, and I know that we didn't do nothing wrong. I'm not trying to hide nothing. It's
right,
just you're infringing on my rights, so
sure,
you're wrong still.
sure.
But
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
don't know.
an impossible job sometimes to be a police officer.
Yeah, Yeah, the police get a real bad rap, especially when shit like what happened the other day when a man is handcuffed underneath a car, basically, and a police officer with three other fucks standing there. I'm just gonna keep my neck on this guy's throat while he's complaining that he can't breathe. And you can, I don't know if you heard about this. I don't remember the guy's name, but
Mm,
there was an African American male who he had passed away following an altercation with police officers in which there's video that clearly shows him handcuffed regardless if okay, so like the report was that he was trying to like fight being arrested. He was trying to resist arrest,
mm,
and then so the police apprehended him. He was on the ground in handcuffs, and one police officer had his neck and like literally all of or his knee and all of his body weight like on this man's neck. And in the video, it's like this dude is like struggling just to be able to say that he can't breathe.
oh God.
And for 9 minutes,
Mm.
9 minutes he held that. The dude passed out. They had to check, like, there's in the video, they're checking his pulse to make sure he's alive
But he still holds his knee on the guy's neck the whole time.
the whole
That
time.
is
All four police officers fired.
wow. They probably they should be if that's what
They,
happens.
the, the reports never said that it was strangulation from what I had seen, but you can go on YouTube. It is that man was strongly looked like he was fucking murdered, like
Mm-hmm.
in cold blood in the street, like. And there's people looking like it was just disgusting, disgusting. Yeah, yeah, that got me real heated yesterday.
Yeah,
Because
that's not right.
like with the story I was just telling you, I was telling Dad, like I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't fucking do that to somebody.
Right.
Like if we get into a fight and I beat the shit out of you or you beat the shit out of me, if I beat the fuck out of you, chances are I'm gonna probably help you up, make sure you're not dead. I'm not gonna stand over you and spit in your fucking face. I
It's
don't know.
a gross situation.
It's bad all across. But hey, it's the thin blue line.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't fault all
No,
police officers.
I'm not. There's it's just like people. Like there's some like you can say this about anything. There's good people and there are asshole people, regardless of like you could talk about plumbers, electricians,
Mm-hmm.
like fuck anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody's out there to fuck you over, but there's a lot of people that are willing to help you.
Right. That's like how we've talked before. Like most people are mostly good. You know.
Yes,
So.
but then it's always the bad people that get exploited on social media and it blows up into shit.
Right.
But now there's fucking riots. It's just like turning into Ferguson.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's gonna happen regardless because you got the whole social justice warrior media
Yeah.
machine. It just whips people into a frenzy and makes things so much worse. Um,
Oh yeah. Like it's a fucked up situation in general, but like that does not help anything.
no, no, of course not. Like two wrongs don't make it right. You know, you taught that as a kid. Like, sure, the police department fucked up, but they fired those guys. It seems like they did the right thing to try and get ahead of this.
Yeah.
But then, like, is destroying a city like gonna change anything?
No.
No, it's not. So
No. I agree. But that was like that's what we talked about at work, like really all day. It
yeah,
was just like what the fuck? Like how does that happen? Like how could you do like I couldn't do that.
no, I don't think so. I don't think so either. But I have to wait and see what happens, like with the, because I'm sure there will be
Yeah.
some sort of a trial, and they'll have to the police officers will have to describe exactly what they were thinking, exactly why they did everything
Yeah.
that they did at every moment, especially because it was on film. So they're gonna have to describe
And
that.
their
And
body, they said that their body cameras were working. So
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out in the trial or whatever. Um, so I mean, you're saying that that guy you heated today, was it
yeah.
yesterday or I think yesterday or the day before, one of the
Mhm.
days. Um, Me, Hannah, Theo, my friend Jacob, and his girlfriend Sarah, we went out to get ice cream at this popular ice cream spot called Snowtop here in Fayetteville, New York. And again, it's just like a little shack that they sell ice cream out of. There's no interior for customers at all. Like you order at a window,
Oh,
and
so it's kind
then
of like Ollie's, right?
yes, yes,
Okay.
it's exactly like that. So
Okay.
you order at a window, they give it the ice cream out to you out of another window, and then that's it. So I was like, okay,
Hmm.
well, we're outside. It's a beautiful summer day, sun's shining. I'm not wearing a mask. Hannah's not wearing a mask. I'm not putting a mask on Theo because that's just like babies can only breathe out of their nose anyways. And if you block that, you restrict that, like you're
Yeah.
just asking for them to pass out basically. So we're not wearing the masks. Jacob's got his little scarf thing on. Sarah's got her mask on, but they quickly both take them off. Um,
Yeah.
and and it was about 50-50 of people with masks on and without masks. And so Hannah and I we go up and we order. I'm holding on to Theo. We're talking, having a great time with Sarah and Jacob, just hanging out. Enjoying the nice weather, getting some ice cream with friends. Um, and so we step off to the side to wait for our ice cream to come, and uh, this guy goes after us, and he's up at the register, the window to order, and I hear him. He's pissed off, and he's
Yeah.
like, you shouldn't be serving people without masks on. And I just look like that, just like I was in the mid sentence. I just hear that, and I turn around and like am so pissed off, like
Oh,
way more than I should have been. Like, so I'm holding Theo. Okay, I take 2 steps toward this guy,
mhm.
and I'm like, we have a personal freedom and personal liberty to make the decision on whether to wear a mask out in the open or not. I was like, we are literally standing outside. There's
Yep.
like, and then I just staring at him, and the guy he doesn't even turn around to look at me, and I'm
Oh
standing
my
like
God.
3 feet away, like I know he heard me.
Hmm.
So I was
Oh, I'm with you on that one, man. Dude, that
just
should just don't even fucking acknowledge me. Oh man.
so I'm just sitting there staring at him, and I totally forget like that I'm holding on to Theo, that Hannah's there. I'm just like zoned in on just freaking
Yeah.
this guy.
That tunnel vision.
Yeah, and then Hannah comes over and she just taps me on the arm and it's like, hey, just don't worry about it or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, okay, you're right. But like, and for those like 60 seconds or 30 seconds or however long it was, I was
Hmm.
so pissed off. Um, and I really shouldn't have been, but yeah, it's just like the irrational fear mongering society that we live in right now is just driving me nuts. That's what pisses me off more than the guy like more than the guy saying that they shouldn't be serving masks. It's just the irrationality of it all. That's
Yeah.
like what pisses me off the most, I think.
I
So
mean, I agree with that. It's like people like I don't really go into stores like at all. I went into Home Depot, but I wore a mask just because like I there was a kid sitting out front and I just didn't. I have social anxiety when it comes to going into stores in general.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So fucking I just said fuck it. I'm just gonna wear a mask. I don't know. I don't deal with that shit. But like if I to grab like a drink or something, I could give 2 fucks less. I'm not wearing anything. Like I
yeah,
don't care.
yeah.
Or like even at like work, like I drove a truck with three other guys in it, and it's like I just drove them to the tractor. So like that's like a 10-minute drive, and I had my fucking window open. It's like it's not I'm not worried. It's just
No,
some people are just like going out of their way. Like people is so fucking funny. There's like people like I are that are around my age that are just like shitting on anybody. Like almost how dare you go outside and hang out with your friends? It's despicable.
I don't
And
know.
it's like, hey man, you're real hot on Twitter. I've seen you in person though. I could give two fucks less, man. You ain't shit to me.
You gotta show me what these people are saying.
The
Um,
next time I see it, I will screenshot it and I will send it to you.
all right. Well, it's getting a little dark here in my room,
Oh
so
yeah.
I'm gonna end it here. Well, that was the show. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you next time.